Okay, so degree apprenticeship applications used to be 100% CV based, okay? But now things are slightly changing. Employers are starting to change the way they do their applications. It's not just CV based anymore, okay? In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what this change is, but not only that, I'm going to explain how to stay on top of this trend, okay? Because there's basically, with this new method of the recruiting process, there's a new meta basically for applying to degree apprenticeships. If you've ever played video games, you're going to know what the word meta means. It means most effective tactic available. The best example I can think of is the drum gun from Fortnite. If any of you used to play Fortnite back in the day, there was this gun called the drum gun that was absolutely insane and it just wrecked anybody. It was so good they ended up nerfing it. Like, nerfing means when they like make the weapon worse. They made it like less powerful because it was just completely overpowered. And then like another weapon, they buffed that weapon, and then that weapon became the new meta because they buffed it. They like made its like firepower better, made its damage better. And that's like the new meta, the best tactic for like winning a Fortnite game. If you're familiar with video games, you know what I'm talking about. It's the exact same thing with degree apprenticeship applications. It used to be completely CV focused in the initial application stage, but now there's sort of a trend where companies are starting to do a different way of doing things, a different system, which isn't system based, which isn't CV based. In this video, I'm going to explain what that is and also explain how you can leverage this and what the new meta is. So for me, applying in 2023, about a quarter of companies use this new system. And actually last year, from what I heard from people applying in 2024, it's now about a third of companies who use this like new system rather than CVs. And what this system is work experience and education boxes, okay? So CV is just like a PDF of your CV you send to them, right? Fine. This is completely different. This is where you don't send in a CV, you basically get asked to fill in a form. And the form is asking for two things. One, work experience, and two, education. Okay, so in the education section, it's basically where there's going to be a couple of boxes for you to fill in. Number one, qualification type, so you put A-level or like GCSE. Number two is like subject, so you'll put like maths, physics, geography, right? And then number three is grade. Then you have like number four, achieved or predicted, depending on if it's like a qualification you've done or one you're about to do. And then like five, date achieved. So it's like those boxes. And you basically fill in as many as those boxes as you need for all your education. So you fill that in, put in your grade for like English GCSE, then you make another box, fill it in for maths GCSE, make another box, fill it in for physics, chemistry, biology. You do that for all your education. It is quite time consuming for education because you can't just like do it all at once. You have to individually add like it in for every single one. It is quite time consuming, but trust me, just do it. It's worth the effort because you don't want to not put in all your educations, like not put in your GCSEs and then they reject you. It'll only take like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Just put in all your education, keep creating boxes, and you put in all your education, okay? And the work experience one is basically where it says work experience, employer, like position held, date started, date ended, and then 200-word description. And it's the exact same as the education. You can keep adding boxes. You can add as many as you want. But basically what this means is the degree apprenticeship applications for certain companies are starting to go from like a general broad like CV based one to specifically work experience. Because effectively the only thing they're actually asking for is a list of your work experiences and then description of 200 words. In a CV you can put extra things in like courses you've done, like your hobbies, your interests, all that sort of thing. You can have a lot more rounded, a lot more general in a CV. These companies, a lot of them now, are starting to go for this work experience / education based application, which means work experience is becoming super crucial. Okay, whereas before being a like well-rounded individual where you have like lots of hobbies, courses, that sort of thing was the meta. The meta is starting to become really work experience focused. And of course, it's not just a case of, oh, don't do any online courses, don't do any hobbies. But I'll explain there's a certain thing you need to do with work experience because basically a lot of companies now are starting to do this thing where basically the only thing you can show off is these work experience boxes of 200 words. How it used to work is, and this is how it works in the UK, in like year 10 you do 1 week's work experience and in year 12 you do 1 week's work experience. So it would probably be in your CV, you probably forget about the year 10 one because it was so long ago. In your CV for a degree apprenticeship, like when you're applying in year 13, you would probably just put down the year 12 work experience you did. So in your work experience section, you'd have one like work experience thing, right? But like you could write a fair amount on it because it was like you learn loads of stuff, write loads of stuff. It's like, it's fine. That's not going to work now, okay? Because you don't have a CV and an opportunity to write loads of bullet points about the skills you learned, the responsibilities you did, like the knowledge you learned, all that sort of thing, because you only have 200 words. And a 1 week in-person work experience is really good placement. You're going to learn so much from that, but you have to condense it all into 200 words, which basically means the difference between you, who's had like a really good 1 week in-person work experience in year 12, compared to someone who's just like done 1 day of work experience, is exactly the same. There's no difference, because both of you can just write 200 words. Although in the past, when it's been all CV based, you're going to easily show up that person if you've got 1 week work experience compared to 1 day, because you're going to have so much more to write. You can just write a longer bit in your CV. They're only going to be able to write so much. But now that it's limited to a 200 word box, it basically means the meta is no longer get 1 big work experience. That's what it used to be. 1 big work experience in year 12, just get that and you're sorted. Because of this system, it is now quantity of work experience placements that you need to focus on. Because everyone's going to have, in that work experience section, they're going to fill in 1 box, which says their 1 work experience they did in year 12 or whatever. You need to be the person who's filling out 3, 4, or 5 boxes. Because if you fill in all those boxes, that's what's going to differentiate you from the competition. It's no longer about getting a 1 big work experience placement, because that's not going to differentiate you. Everyone has that. With this new system of work experience and education boxes, you need as many boxes for work experience filled out as you can. And this is where quantity of work experience comes in. So this is your actionable step. You need to get 3 to 5 work experiences done, ready for the degree apprenticeship applications, so that you can fill in 3 to 5 of those boxes. There's 2 things you can do for this. Number 1, click this video on how to get in-person work experience. Less companies than ever are doing this. That's going to be really useful for you. And number 2, click this video on the best work experience opportunities which are available right now. You can go and apply. Using these 2 videos, you're going to be able to get those 3 to 5 work experience opportunities which you need for a degree apprenticeship. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.